Good evening, Nusaram. The scene is set. The vast landscape that is Washington Square Park in the Crow. A common place for kindred to wander and feed and get out and get some air. Somewhere quiet, somewhere serene, somewhere dark, somewhere insidious. And that's what brings these kindred here. So many kindred. Bianca, for example, wandering about looking for her next meal, always thinking about her next meal. And two clients down. The second one, never does satisfy much. She always needs more after him, especially. Yes, Bianca's wandering the walkways of this park, looking for people, for meals, maybe even conversation. Let's see. This we will roll perception alertness in her mighty massive dice pool. She sees people. Are they kindred? Or are they kind? Since I'm hearing silence, I will take it as kind. Unless somebody wants to jump in.
Walking just off a pathway through the trees of Washington Square Park, behind bushes, in an effort to stay out of kind vision, perhaps also to reconnect based on earlier wanderings, nights past. Edwin takes a rather leisurely stroll this time. A relaxation, calming, not a rush of, can it even be called adrenaline even more anymore? Perhaps not. And there he is, wandering among the trees and the brush, as out of sight as possible. Because of the glow, any 1%, I'm actually at a -1 instead of -2, the shades, to a stealth roll.
Roll your dexterity stealth then, if you're trying to be all sneaky like. I would say that that's 3 successes.
Oh yeah. That's extreme.
In that case, Bianca doesn't see you. That's for certain.
There is also on a bench by the side of the park someone very large with a case to her right, playing a few tunes. One really humming along. She doesn't seem to be paying attention much to what's around her. She's just humming a tune and playing. I wonder how well she's playing them. Two, three successes. She's not playing terribly. She's playing pretty well. Someone who's a discerning eye might not think it's too special.
Bianca will follow the music. Oh, it seems to be a good lure to draw people. So she's going to head over to this music she hears. Seeing this large woman. She looks vaguely familiar. I think I might have seen her before. Where was it? Where was it? As she's slowly approaching, you can hear the click of her heels on the cement. of the sidewalk. She's gonna stand there just off the side in your peripheral vision, watching, listening, looking to see if it drew any other people in, letting you play and not wanting to interrupt.
This is where Adam will probably come in. He's sort of taking the chance to get some fresh air and escape the dark tunnels he usually hides in. He's wearing sort of some Lonsdale joggers, sort of a tracksuit hoodie and a mask that covers the lower half of his face like a bandana. And he's just going to be sort of jogging across, not too fast, but on the trails, pushing himself, looking for a feast, looking for kine. And that is when he would probably hear the music.
Roll perception alertness. Let's see if you do.
Yeah, okay. Perception. What did I put for
Difficulty 10, 6.
Difficulty 10.
Difficulty 6.
Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, cool. Thought so. Ooh.
No, you don't hear anything. You're focused on something else. Hell, actually, that's a bot. You probably run into somebody. Physically, like literally, like run into them. Not watching.
Who would
They're probably
physically
small compared to you. It's probably why you missed them, isn't it?
The person that you're actually going to run into is going to be Isabel. As she's jogging along the path, she has her earbuds in, so she doesn't hear anything else, and she's very focused on what she's doing. Let me see if she sees him. She should, but come on, Dice Stream. Yeah, she sees him, but she's really not expecting to she's expecting him to avoid her, as she tries to avoid him, but he runs right into her. And and I'm gonna roll Dex Athletics to see if she falls down. If he hits her like a freight train, he probably would, but I'm gonna roll it anyway. She does. Yeah, she so you plow into her and she falls down on the ground.
Right, okay. Adam he's focused, pushing himself on the trail. And as he runs, if he could feel adrenaline, he would. He pushes himself. And then, just at the moment where he feels most alive, that's when he falls smack bang right into the 5'4" Isabel Murphy. He immediately tries to soften the fall. I think he'd put his arms out just so he doesn't actually crush her. You go, whoa there. Are you okay?
Isabel kind of picks herself up. I'm doing all right. That was unexpected. Yes, unexpected.
Apologies, I should have been looking where I was going. He takes a second. It takes a couple of seconds to recognize you from the other night. Wait, weren't you the girl? Weren't you the girl I met the other night who ran out?
Isabel kind of looks at him curiously. Maybe last night. Spiders.
Yeah. Like, definitely looking around to make sure there's not going to be an imminent masquerade breach. Adam just lowers his bandana a little bit just to show that it's him. Didn't expect to see.
She sort of flinches a little bit at that, like the unexpectedness of it. Right. Well, I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Adam Fitzpatrick, but you may just call me Adam. I didn't get a chance to get your name.
Isabel Murphy.
Of Clan.
And she kind of looks around and whispers, Toreador.
Okay. Adam just lifts his bandana up a little bit. Sorry I ran into you. I wasn't expecting to see anyone out here at this time of night.
Well, I decided to go for a run. Old habits die hard, you know.
I feel the same. He just looks around. Do you want to run with me? Run and talk? I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here, and the company would be nice.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Wouldn't mind a running partner.
Well, running does seem kind of nice tonight. Kind of freaky-deaky things going on, am I right, Isabel?
Isabel turns around at the familiar sound of Sly's slithery voice. Sly, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, been busy with things. Panhandling doesn't ever stop. You know how it goes.
Of course.
Been paying pretty well. Guess lots of people feel sorry, I guess.
Well, besides that, what have you been up to these nights?
Well, just been kind of keeping to myself lately. I don't know. You ever get those feelings, right, where you just like to be alone for a while, just be with your thoughts? He kind of looks over at Adam. Who's that, your boyfriend?
No, I just met him last night, I think, briefly, and he quite literally ran into him tonight, or rather, he ran into me. Anyway, this is Adam Fitzpatrick. And Adam, this is Sly.
Pleasure. I believe we've met briefly once before. You're a friend, and you're a friend of Henley's.
Sly, the cap itself that Sly wears is very low on his face to kind of cover his eyes, but you can see his grin. His grin it looks kind of crooked. Kind of looks like a really crookedy kind of grin. Yeah, I know Henley. He's my buddy. So I'm assuming if you know Henley, you're part of his family, right?
Yeah. I'm the new addition. I'm Conrad's kid. Henry's been living around me at the minute, just helping me get on my feet.
Yeah, Henley's a good guy. He does that for people.
Yeah. So what are you doing here at this time of night?
Like I was saying to the lady here, just kind of walking about, really. Sometimes it's nice, you know. You could see what Sly's wearing. He's wearing a rather long, kind of tattered coat. He has very long sideburns. He honestly he looks very much like a homeless man. Might smell like one, probably. Uh, yeah, you know, just walking around. Sometimes it's nice. Get to meet people, you know, weird people, fucked up people. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's just good to not stifle yourself in a place somewhere. You know.
Adam just sort of flexes his body muscles a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I've been under the ground for far too many nights now. It's nice to actually be able to start to make my own way.
Yeah. By the way, what you got? What you got? Roids or something? Your muscles look really. What do they? They have a gym down there or something. Maybe.
I might. I've got the trait short fuse, so I might have to roll for that. Adam would probably be quite offended by this.
No, that's fine.
Roll self-control then.
Yeah. If I'm being honest. Difficulty.
Short fuse makes it difficulty 8.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Well, okay. Like, how perturbed is he? That's the real question. Is he?
He wouldn't like outright punch him in the face, but he wouldn't be pleased. He'd defend him.
So it'd be more like a like a expression, I guess, is
Yeah.
what you would say. It's like Adam would probably be like just staring daggers, like he really wants to punch this guy in the face, but he knows he's Henley's friend, so maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But you know, he's just like staring daggers, I guess is how you would say it.
As you guys are doing this, Isabel begins to hear the guitar playing and the humming, and she almost absent-mindedly wanders off following the sound.
Just so you know what the humming sounds like.
Okay.
She'd probably actually see a small kind of girl kind of wandering, just plugging out her earphones, hearing the slight sound of a hum. But she kind of looks like more flustered and more just, her eyes are kind of wide-eyed, and she just kind of, her fists are like balled. She just kind of is wandering on her own, kind of looking over her shoulder, kind of, it's almost like she's having a conversation, but she's staring, listening, looking for the noise. She just seems to grind her teeth and keep walking.
I'm gonna roll perception alertness for that, and nope, I am apparently too enamored by Adam's by the Nosferatu.
Yeah, well, you'll probably just be distracted by Adam sort of grunting and sort of shaking a little bit, trying to hold himself together and avoid a frenzy. No, this is just the way. This is just the way I am after the embrace. You know, our freaky little family.
Hey, nothing wrong with being freaky. You know,
No.
that makes life exciting, right?
I wouldn't say exciting, but I wouldn't say no to a challenge. He looks up and down at Sly, almost kind of trying to measure up against him.
Sly, actually, hold on, let me. Excuse me. I'm going to do. Let's see, what is that? I'm going to do a charisma subterfuge. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Basically, more or less, he's just kind of like play it off a little bit. You know, maybe look, maybe feel a little. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Okay. Basically, what Slide does is he just kind of goes, hey, Adam, man, I'm just teasing you, man. I that's just how we old timers do around new guys, you know. Besides your Hindley's family, you know. So I gotta tease them a little bit, but no, everything's cool, right? Everything's completely fine.
It just pauses for a second. Yeah, man, everything's cool. I'm sorry, it's just a bit.
No, don't worry a thing about it, man. Hey, Isabel ran off.
Well, I was going to go hunting. Would you care to join? I'm still not 100% practiced yet.
Well, I mean, you need help with hunting. I mean, look no further than Gangrel, you know. That's our type of stuff, right? It's Slide just kind of gets closer to him a little bit. So, you got any like what do you call it? You got like a preference, or are you just like any old thing?
And just kind of pauses a moment. Oh, no one too physically fit, perhaps. Just something to last me a couple of nights. After a while, rat and dog, it grows old, and I just, you know.
Slide just kind of he kind of nods. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Listen,
It's like kind training, but like junk food does a body no good.
yeah, but sometimes it'd be nice just to have some junk food again, you know.
I don't miss it.
Well, as it seems, Sly and Adam are going to be doing a little hunting. Let's see who else is doing something.
Yeah.
Hearing the sound of the music and humming, uncommon, not unusual. Edwin shifts his walking direction a little bit closer to the path. Standing behind trees, ducking behind bushes, more out of caution, fear, than anything, more out of care for someone's wits, should they see something they shouldn't. As he draws a little bit closer, and I'm going to have to make a difficulty 7 dex and stealth roll again. Alright.
Hey Jeff, check the side chat real quick.
I just did a perceptual alertness for your thing, Jeff. It's I only got a 6 though. But, yeah.
It's a success. You see you see part of a person, probably about half of a person. You probably catch a hooded sweatshirt. The light of a park. A little bit of dirt around the pants. Do you have any kind of like acute sense of smell or anything?
No, but I would have
But
to.
you've been around. But you've been around the smell of dirt a lot, so
Yeah.
you'd be accustomed to a concentration. You pick up a smell of churned earth on the air. You can't really discern the direction, but you do catch like half of a person walking between trees and shrubberies, making their way closer to the path, but not directly.
As Sly and Adam are walking, there is something catches Sly's eye, if only for a brief couple of moments, like a piece of a person. Kind of takes a bit of a whiff of the air, maybe just kind of a almost natural natural aspect of the gangrel, if you will, in some ways. Kind of looks back to see if that was a person or not.
It looked like a human form. It was definitely tall enough. Roughly between 5'7" and 5'7" and 5'10", you'd guess. Looking back at a slight distance.
Hey, big boy. He kind of pokes Adam a little bit. I just saw a shape over there. You want to go see if it's a bite to eat?
I wouldn't mind. The check can get there first. He teases back.
Sly's grin just kind of goes crooked a little bit, and oh goodness, excuse me. Actually, I'm going to roll Dex Athletics. I think
May I do the same?
Of course, this is a race, so I'm gonna see.
Let me just. Oh gosh, yeah, my dice stream. Alright, okay, my Dex and Athletics. Alright, so does the one cancel out the 10?
Yeah, one's cancel at 10s, but you got a 7 and another 10, and I got a 6 and an 8.
So.
Let's see. I would say.
That'd be a tie.
Yeah, that's fine. Even though we'll do this for the sake of personality, as you know, Adam has said that Sly actually takes off first. Like he actively cheated. We'll go with that. He actively cheated by running into that direction.
As Sly actively cheats, Adam just sort of bounds quickly after him. He pushes himself forwards towards the human form, like sort of taking a little bit more care though, so he doesn't run into yet another humanoid tonight. As he runs up and gets closer to Sly, he'll probably try and nudge him out of the way a little bit and just, try and get ahead.
What's Adam's strength versus Sly's Dex?
My strength is just 3.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, my Dex is 3.
Oh, my potency is 2.
No, I'm just trying to determine who he's going to, delay and seeing bounding his direction. It's going to be a bit delayed. It's going to be like he won't see anyone until they're like within 5 feet because it's like, whoa, holy crap. 1 success on a perception alertness, so. I'd say make like a strength and athletics.
Is that me?
Yeah, for jumping.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if you're bounding like that, you can get a hell of a start.
Would I add my Do I need to add my potency now? Is that just fine?
It's a strength test, yeah.
Yeah, it's your potence.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. This is what my character does.
Yes.
What's the DC?
Like probably 6.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're
You
fine.
have a strength specialty? Not like it matters?
No, I don't.
God bless it. Yeah, you bound like 15, 20 yards, I think? Something like that? Because you got, what, 5, 6 successes?
I got about 5, I think. Yeah.
6 successes. Yeah, you bound like 20 yards easily, give or take. And at the very last moment, I'm assuming what Adam is mostly covered.
Yeah.
Edwin will see a ginormous blot. At that, he'll let's see. He'll kind of leap out at the very last moment from behind a tree and just kind of lift a leg right in the way of Adam's. What? Dex and Brawl or Athletics?
To trip him?
Yeah.
Dex Brawl?
Okay. Just double checking.
DC 7 since you're aiming for a trip?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, no. So he sticks his leg out, sticks it out a little bit too far, and instead of Adam tripping, he kind of gets pulled underneath his feet and rolls behind him a little bit. Ah, shit! God damn it! He scrambles up and kind of pats a bag to his side, checking the inside of it. God! Son of a bitch.
As it looks like Adam has effectively gotten to the target first, but it seems that there's been some sort of debacle. Sly will kind of hurt himself a little bit and go to check on the guy. Hey, buddy, you doing all right?
Kind of checks his hood a little bit as he keeps his head down, just kind of looking at his bag. Yeah, not. Shit. Okay. Nothing irreparable. Little bit of duct tape. Maybe some super glue. Still functional.
Yeah.
It's obviously a multi-pocketed laptop bag. It's not some simple little thing. Yeah, it's got several pockets on the outside. Most have zippers, snaps. But it's not very expensive. Fairly cheap. And the smell of recently turned earth, probably a little bit of moisture, a slight amount of mildew on the sweatshirt, and quite a lot of dirt staining on pants is very apparent. It's kind of dangerous to be jogging through dark wooded areas at night.
Yeah, but that's well, you know how some people are, right? You know, you gotta don't get enough action during the day. It's the nighttime where stuff gets out, right? Right, Adam?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Adam sort of nods, picking up on the subtext. Yeah.
It's hell of a leap you got there.
Well, I didn't. He kind of just looks back to Sly a little bit. Yeah, we were trying to see who'd get there first, and Sly here decided to cheat. So, and
That,
unfortunately, you seem to be caught in the middle of it.
I don't know. I was rather freaked out seeing that kind of like, whoa, what kind of drugs is this guy on?
This is another charisma manipulation for you, Jeff. Sly just kind of goes, I gotta keep this big guy here. I gotta keep him pumped up. You know, he's got to keep those muscles flowing. He's got to be a man of action. You know, sometimes, well, you know how it goes. Think a little race will keep things going, keep things excited, and well, then stuff like this happens terribly. Sorry, by the way. Name's Sly, by the way.
It's not a problem. It was my fault, really. I thought someone was trying to come up on me, and I figure, defensive action, tripping, just to kind of, stand up for myself, that kind of thing. I failed. It happens.
Well, you know what it's like these nights. Adam's just going to. Can I do like a charisma performance just to flex my muscles a bit and be like, yeah, man, you should like join us, just to seem a bit like a muscle head, like I'm a bit.
Don't even worry about the roll.
Just do it.
Try it. This is gonna be awesome. Just roll with the RP, man. Roll with the RP.
Yeah, man, you should join us. You know, get pumped up.
I appreciate physical activity once in a while. Spend some time. I don't make it a regular habit, but things what they are. He kind of lifts his head a little bit, feeling a bit more comfortable, and he's wearing glasses. They don't appear to be standard sunglasses at all, but they are shaded, which is kind of odd.
Actually, when having glasses at night be a little dangerous too. I mean, you could keep the visions in your eyes with the sunglasses on at night, but frankly, anything else is just a hazard.
Okay. I just need to double check something. Alright, yeah. Not a very good die pool, but there'll be a roll accompanying this. Well, I wouldn't wear them, except my vision's not exactly the best. Too much staring at bright lights and computer monitors for a living. Oh wow, it's actually fairly nice. Manipulation subterfuge. So.
Slide just kind of nods a little bit at that. Right. As perhaps we should go to some other individuals, so that way we don't eat too much time with our delightful conversation.
Sounds good. Relish the company.
I think they mean to us, and Bianca moves around, staring at this large woman. She remembers Brock telling her about his new child. There, big girl. Does this girl look up and see somebody staring at her?
At some point, she will possibly see, kind of feel that there's a shadow that passes over, blocking one of the arc lamps. She looks up, like, good evening.
Good evening, my dear. Playing quite beautifully there.
Thanks. It's something I've just been picking up recently.
Can always use more beautiful music in this world.
She smiles. That's actually why I picked it up.
I have a question for you, my dear.
Yeah.
How many extremely tall women are there in this city?
She thinks for a moment. Not too many. Makes it hard to find shoes. Good God.
Do you have blush of health or anything like that?
I think it only lasts for a scene, so she doesn't right now.
She notices that when you're not talking, you're also not breathing.
Yep. Or she's not even stopping to take a breath, she's just stopping the words.
That's possible as well. So, my dear, I take it you're newly released to wander the city?
She thinks for a moment, not quite remembering this person. Uh, Immediately, a certain person named Brock's rather stern words to her uh, come to mind. So she kind of laughs. She continues to play though, though it gets a little bit quieter. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I've always wandered the city. I'm just a wandering soul with a guitar and a motorbike.
Guitar and a motorbike. Yes, you are sounding more and more like somebody I've heard of. I was expected for Brock to introduce you himself.
She kind of, or actually, what she actually does is she's trying to pretend like hasn't heard that name before because she doesn't know any better. Where's the, there it is. 3, 4, or all 4 of the dice.
Versus my perception empathy, which is an equal dice pool. Because she's pretty sure you should know the name. I have a success.
Defender wins. I think you would be a defender in this case because she's lying to you.
You're the one lying, so you're the defender because you're.
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, she just kind of looks a bit puzzled. I've never heard of anyone named Brock before. Well, met a few Brocks in Boston.
Boston, right? Is there you're not breathing then, my dear?
She the playing kind of it slows down even more. And then because Bianca can notice this, she starts breathing now that she's thinking about it. Like, oh, I was just holding my breath.
Of course, my dear. Of course. And what kind of clothing is she wearing?
She is wearing basically biking leathers that you would wear while you're riding a motorcycle.
So most of her skin is covered.
Yes.
May I, my dear? She walks forward and puts her hand up towards your face.
She at that point the music kind of stops, and she looks a bit apprehensive. It's like, maybe what?
I wanted to check something.
Okay.
And she reaches up and she puts her hand around your throat. And she's got fairly small musculature. And then she starts to squeeze.
Thankfully, she doesn't flip out. Um, she just kind of she looks, and now she's gonna make another roll. Awesome performance skills for. She's trying really hard. She's trying really hard to make it seem like she's actually like this would actually matter. So she's trying to make different sounds you would make when someone's squeezing your throat. I don't know how convincing it is though.
It's convincing enough. Hmm. Perhaps I was wrong. Oh well. I do apologize for the interruption then, my dear.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. She smiles and then resumes playing.
Bianca's gonna walk off a ways down the path. Wait for a walker passerby.
As you walk down the path, you're going to see Isabel actually coming towards you because she's was moving towards the sound of the music, sort of slowly, almost in a trance.
Is Isabella so tranced that she doesn't really notice Bianca, or
I'll roll and see if she does. Nope. um, no, she's concentrating on the music, she does see Bianca appear in front of her walking, and she slows down even more and stops.
Miss Murphy?
She takes a deep breath. Miss Cassidy? What are you doing here this time of night?
Oh, you know me, I have a hunger that never seems sated anymore.
She nods. I was here jogging and I heard the music. Um, and she moves closer to Bianca. Sly's out here.
Wonderful. I haven't seen him in years.
And so is Adam. We met him last night or the
Yes,
night before, something like that. The other
two
night.
nights ago, yes. At Tony's. Sweet boy.
Yeah, he ran into me, literally.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing I can't handle.
Good.
Um, since I'm Seeing you, I'll tell you that I invited Melinda over earlier tonight and started educating her.
I'm glad to hear you finally stepped up and bit the bullet, my dear.
Well, I figure 11 years is long enough. She's gonna notice something eventually. It took some convincing. She didn't want to believe it at first, of course, but
You can, like, look at people and see you said you could see, like, strange things about them, like mood and such.
um, yeah, I can. Yeah.
Well, my dear, when she turns and puts her arm around your shoulders, and she points at the bench a little ways up the walkway. Let me know what you think about the girl playing the guitar. Is she one of ours, or is she kind? I'm pretty sure I have an idea, but she's a good little faker so far.
All right. As you put your arm around her shoulders, you can feel her tense up a little bit. All right, I'll go over there and see what I can dig up.
Have fun, my dear.
And she gives Bianca sort of a almost a longing look before turning around and heading over toward the woman playing the guitar.
Doing okay, huh? Doesn't seem so.
She as she's walking towards her, she tries to maintain composure. I'm gonna go ahead and roll self-control. No, there's definite visible sadness and even a tear that comes down her face as she's walking towards her. She feels the tear run down her face, and she grabs her handkerchief out of her pocket and begins wiping it away as she approaches her. You play beautifully.
Sin looks up and gives a smile again. Thank you. The world needs more beautiful things in it.
I completely agree with you. And let's see, I'm gonna roll her manipulation subterfuge, which is only 2 dice to try and see how if she can muster a genuine smile. 1 success. Yeah, so she smiles warmly at you. Um, yes, I agree. The world does need more beautiful things. And this is perception alertness to see if she can tell if are you still breathing, or did you stop that as when Bianca walked away?
Now she's well, it doesn't matter. There's something off with it because Isabel can see all of the things. She's not really breathing as often as someone who normally breathes should. She's
Regularly, yeah.
still she. It's like she remembered that oh, I need to be pretending to breathe. Um, but yeah, you could definitely tell that there's something off. She's not really breathing normally, almost as if she's just trying to starve herself for air, or she doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Isabel can tell that the breathing is forced. Um, what's your name?
Uh, Sin.
Sin. Well, that's lovely. Sort of a nickname, right? I mean, unless your parents really just. She doesn't even finish the sentence.
It's just the name I've been going by.
Of
Past
course,
few
I
years.
understand that. Well, Sin. And if you look at Isabel, you don't notice anything off about her at all. She still involuntarily breathes and blinks, and she has good color. And yeah, looking at her, you wouldn't be able to tell that she's anything but kind. Well, I have a nickname too that I go by sometimes, and that is Rose. You can call me.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
Thank you. Have you lived in this city for long?
She she keeps playing. I actually grew up here, down in Franklin Heights.
Ah. Hmm. I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston. I came here after college. Got a job at um, Hamilton High School in Parkview, coaching gymnastics.
Oh, that's cool. I was always forced into playing basketball.
Well, I can see why. As she just kind of looks at, obviously she's big, um, tall. Did you enjoy it or?
It uh, it just seemed too forced to enjoy, really.
Right, I'm sure because of your stature, everybody just wanted someone intimidating on the team. Probably thought that you would be a good addition given your size.
I mean, I wasn't terrible, but it was the idea of the thing.
Yeah, no, I understand. I don't believe that anyone should do something that they don't enjoy. Uh, Forcing people into playing sports or whatever. It's not right.
Gwen just no shit. Sin, not Gwen. Sin smiles. Oh, Sin, yeah, that's well. I won't have a chance to force anyone into sports anyway. But yeah, they told me I can't have kids. That was really sad.
All right, I'm going to use Aspects 2 to read your aura. You don't have Deceptive Aura or anything like that, do you?
Nope.
All right. Difficulty is 8, and that is a fail. So, what does a fail mean?
I think you just don't get the reading for a fail. It's a
Right.
botch when you just see weird shit.
Correct.
Means you can try again with +1 difficulty.
I can try again with a +1 difficulty.
And generally, if you fail, it's a +1 difficulty to try again.
All right. I will try again. Hopefully, it's better. Nope, that's botch. So yeah, she's not going to get anything at all. And actually, she's probably going to misinterpret it as she's.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She's totally human.
Yeah, totally. So.
She just doesn't know how to breathe.
Maybe she has a respiratory condition or something. But yeah, she's not going to get anything off of her. Oh, the dice hate me. Well, I hope to see you around, and you have a good night.
She smiles. You too.
And Isabel smiles back, and she turns around and walks back toward Bianca.
Not too far away from this scene is a tree, a fairly well carved tree. It's not on any path, but maybe like the local kids know about it and they carve their names into it and all sorts of knife graffiti. So when Josephus touches the tree, increasing his sense to touch using his aspects, he can almost feel the spiritual and emotional energy with every curse word and every proclamation of love on this tree. He takes his hand out away from the tree and reaches into his satchel, and he's got this like red thread. He starts to walk around the tree very ritualistically. He does like 6 rounds around the tree so that the thread kind of just hangs off it. And then he presses his body against the tree and starts to reach for one of the branches as he's like pulling down on it, trying to wrench it free. I'm imagining vampire versus branch. I don't need to roll anything to get this thing out. It falls to the ground. I making I guess quite a large like cracking sound that might echo through the trees. And I get down on my knees and carve away what might look like a wand from this tree. And just as I have heightened touch on, I feel every aspect of this piece of wood, and I increase all my senses at this point to almost be one with the moment. And that's when I hear maybe the guitar in the distance. So I'll very slowly approach the guitarist as I'm whittling away.
Sin keeps playing. She has, at this point, she's kind of closed her eyes, and she continues humming. She's humming a bit louder. Um, it it seems to be it seems to be in tune. She's humming the song she's playing, essentially.
Remind me, what song are you playing?
It is "Hurt" by Nine Inch Nails.
All right, so I'd imagine at this point I would be upon you, and maybe everyone else that was making their way towards you might be here too, just to get everybody together.
They walked away. She's just a kind, right?
Well, there's another girl who's watching you, who kind of almost appears just around the same time as Josephus. She's kind of 5'8", just kind of her eyes wide as she kind of looks more relieved that the music is actually there. She kind of just cocks her head curiously.
And Sin does seem to actually be there and actually be playing.
She kind of looks more relieved. She kind of takes cautious steps forward. These almost like, tugging at a satchel, very kind of her fist balled, and she just seems more relieved. She glance over and probably see Josephus as well, and just with a
From
odd sort of a smile.
from your perspective, as Josephus is approaching very slowly, it's very strange, maybe like a little dangerous, as he's walking behind this woman, like whittling something away, kind of just holding it and like just like cutting at something. Maybe how easy he might be able to murder her from behind. Who knows what kind of thoughts might be in your head. But just as your paranoia might be like sinking in, and you might be wondering what's going on, Josephus says, "Are you hurt? Are you in pain? I recognize that song."
What direction is he coming from?
Directly behind you.
Directly behind. Let's see if she freaks out. No, she keeps her cool. She's cool as a cucumber, especially for a Bruja. The playing kind of stops. As this is an odd angle for someone to approach from. It kind of, but she's able to contain herself. But her hands close around the neck of the guitar. She kind of looks, turns her head around. How did you guess? It's one of the first songs I learned.
One of the first songs you learned, and you play it now. Were you in a state of hurt when you first learned it? Are you reliving these pains? And why here, of all places, you play this instrument?
Well, you might say that.
I'll tilt my head to examine this instrument of yours to see just how good of a quality instrument it is. I can roll if you want, or you can just tell me.
Yeah. It seems like a rather low end. It's still built decently. It gets the job done, but it's a rather low end guitar. It's an acoustic guitar.
Not the finest of instruments. Now I assume you've had it for a long time.
Oh, I've had it for about a year.
I'll walk around you and smile towards Tootie.
She smiles back, kind of awkwardly, kind of standing there, kind of watching the two of you just at the edge of the wood, just at the edge of the trees.
A little convergence we have here. I smile as I still look at you, Tootie.
So it would seem.
Should we
She
fight?
kind of takes.
Should we fight over this one?
No, it's a shame the music stopped though. It was relaxing. She kind of approaches both of you kind of awkwardly, like tugging at herself quite aggressively. She just stands beside Josephus.
Josephus has this fairly strange looking crooked dagger, the kind you might buy from like a gun show or something like that. That those tables where they sell like weird knives and like swords and shit. Doesn't look like it's ancient or anything. It just looks curious. But he's cutting this piece of wood with it. Don't know what he's making. Might be making a steak standing over you. But he continues to speak to you, and he says, "My name is Josephus."
She looks, and she's kind of freaked out. So she's trying to decide if she needs to run away or not. So because she has no idea either way, she's actually putting a point of blood into dexterity just so she can run away if she needs to.
Now, how much
Because-
blood do you have in? Like, don't tell me. But if you don't
She's
have much and
fine.
you just became paler, all right. Because I do have heightened
She's
sense sight on as well as touch at this point.
yeah, she's fine on blood right now.
All right, cool.
She's not too hungry.
All right, I got you. Just wanted to know, like, physically, if you clearly look paler after you spend that blood point. But all right. Do you look freaked out? Like, should I make a check on you, empathy check, or is it something that's like anyone could figure out that you look pretty? I'll make an empathy check. Why don't I just do that? Perception of 3. There we go. Here's my empathy check to see if I can discover that you look freaked out.
I mean, the fact that she's kind of now gripping rather than playing the neck of the guitar, she's kind of stopped playing entirely, and she's just looking kind of intently. Her gaze is kind of going between Tootie and what's his face, Josephus.
Yeah, 2 did the same check, so probably with 2, she'd probably register you're really freaked out. She'd just smile kind of awkwardly and gesture to Sin. Can I sit down? Josephus's knife is kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it?
She's like, yeah, sure. She kind of moves the case off of the seat beside her.
She'll awkwardly kind of plonk herself down and just kind of look up at you. As you're really huge size compared to her, she just kind of smiles awkwardly at you. What were you playing? I couldn't hear it that well.
Oh, it was one of the first songs. It was by this song called "Hurt." It was. It's been a very soothing song for me.
Which one, the 9 Inch Nails or Johnny Cash?
I'm kind of playing it in good old Johnny style.
Yeah, it's a bit sad though, at times. Kind of more lonely. He kind of captures that kind of loneliness about it, but I think 9 Inch Nails capture the actual feeling of being really alone better.
She gives an awkward smile back.
I'm 2D, by the way. She kind of sticks out her hand.
Oh, Sin. She shakes the hand. She has a fairly firm grip.
Oh yeah. When you shake her hand, you feel actually her fingers touch your wrist, and almost she squeezes it. Like, and just hold it there for 5 seconds. Sin. That's that nickname, or that's.
It's just the name I've gone by the last few years. Several years.
Oh. Cool. She kind of looks to Josephus, and her name's Sin.
Yes, it makes me wonder what it is that she did before she gave herself that name. What's the story behind it, I say. And you might see that I got like a fairly decent sized silver cross hanging from my neck. And around my hand is basically like gold and silver chain with crosses. Tell me of the sin you performed.
Well, there was a time I almost killed a guy, but that's in the past now.
Almost. What stopped you?
The guy's friends.
Why did you try to kill
him? She doesn't make that sound that her player made. She was trying to find a way to say that. He had something I wanted.
A thief.
Oh.
And then I did quite a lot of time for that. Not that I do it anymore.
You spent time in jail?
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
How many years?
5. I was sentenced to more, but they let me out on good behavior.
Well, you've made good with the state. Have you made good with God?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. At that point, Josephus might notice there is a rosary on her side, hanging from. It'll be on the other side of from where Toonie's at. There is a rosary there. The cross actually looks bent, and some of the beads look like someone ran over them with a car. So some of the beads are cracked.
You'll if you're paying any attention to Josephus, he like licks his lips a bit as he would notice your religious paraphernalia is like crooked, as is his, coincidentally, though not because it was ran over or anything. It just looks like it was designed that way. So you just see him staring at your religious paraphernalia. He doesn't really say anything.
Trudy will light a cigarette and just glance over at you. You should stick to textile laundry. It's the most safer business. She gives an absolute just wicked smile, almost like sharing this joke with herself.
What's the story behind the crooked cross there? And as I ask that, I give you this like strange hand gesture. It kind of looks like this.
She almost it almost seems like she remembers something. Like, that one's not nearly as interesting. I dropped it. It fell off when I was riding my bike, and well, I got run over.
That's not interesting at all.
For
But if you still feel like you need to make good with God, there is a place in the face of the city called Babylon, and I'll gladly speak with you there about your faith.
yeah, and if he just takes that at face value, then that's fine too. But I rolled because she's lying out her ass.
Oh, she's lying? Oh, wait, all right.
Oh,
Well,
she's lying,
I
okay,
will,
yeah,
I will roll to see if I can
I'll roll.
realize.
And she hasn't
Tootie
really
does not believe
practiced
you.
that lie.
Tootie does not believe you in the
Yeah,
slightest.
it has. It's almost like she's talking about something that's unrelated. That something else got run over, but it wasn't the rosary.
So, remind me, guys, what do I roll to see if someone's lying? Is it manipulation?
Perception.
Perception, empathy.
Alright.
Perception, empathy.
So I got 4 dice only. Oh, and I rolled d20s. That's great. Great game. I'm in a weird version of D&D right now. I got a 6, so I don't think I succeed.
Yeah, it depends on who's the defender.
Yeah, I think you're a defender. So.
Yeah. 2D definitely notices something's off about that story.
You know, Sin, if you're gonna lie, you probably want to think of a better one. I'm not very good at it, but I think you need to come up with a better story. She just gives her an awkward smile, still puffing away on her cigarette.
She smiles. What are you talking about?
About running someone over, it's pretty crappy. And I'm really bad at lying. She kind of rubs her hair.
Well, yeah. How else would a rosary get cracked? Like, these are
Seeing
small
someone in
beads.
the face, maybe. You know, wrap around your knuckles and bam. She just kind of demonstrates, you know.
Yeah. Well, if that was what happened, then maybe.
She has this like almost like got ya sort of expression. And she goes, "So what did happen then?" She kind of leans forward.
Um, she is trying to figure out a way. She's trying to think on the fly of a way to not say she accidentally used potents on the beads, on several of them. She's trying to think. It's really not that interesting.
Well, you've lied about it, so it must be interesting because when you lie about something, that means you're trying to hide what actually is, and that's when things get found out. And usually, the thing is very interesting, from what I've seen. She just gives you this kind of awkward smile again.
What is there interesting in punching a wall? Like it's not that interesting.
First, it was a car driving over, and then it was a wall. She kind of just is looking over at Josephus, like with this smile.
Josephus is smiling back at you, enjoying this your ability to weed out the truth. He doesn't interfere in your conversation at all, just listening.
Just tell me. It's not like I'm going to tell anybody else. 2D's quite reliable. She just gives you a smile again, very reassuring and beaming brightly as she's lighting, like lighting the cigarette and kind of blowing the smoke in your face, basically.
She now is a little puzzled at someone talking about themselves in the third person, which is just weird. Uh, and like, no, I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, okay. It's just that, we all have interesting stories, and just I thought you might be a friend. That's all. Yeah. She just kind of looks a bit awkward and pulls at her hair, but still kind of glancing at you curiously, like with a smile on her face. You don't need to be shy and stuff. It's just, it's a nice place tonight. And Josephus is nice, and I'm nice.
Yeah. Does she notice anything off about 2D aside from talking in the third person?
You'll notice she's not breathing because she is just chatting, and you notice through Beth she does not breathe, and she's pale.
She thinks for a moment. You know, she just pauses. Are you okay? You look sick.
Her eyes narrow, particularly at the mention sick, as she kind of just goes, "I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?"
Oh, it's pretty
She kind
warm
of,
out.
or like she,
It's kind of warm out. Usually
no,
you'd be
not really,
flush.
not really. I don't feel very warm. I feel quite cold, actually.
I'll take my attention off of Sin and place my eyes on 2D. Use our very well-known vampiric lingo, and I'll say this kind here is not too forthcoming.
Danielle will just kind of smile a bit and then actually turn her full gaze on Sin. I'm gonna was it to check if perception alertness because I don't have aspect, so she's going to just check for any telltale signs, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's 5. So that's 2. Ah, damn, it's 2. So she just checks at the start.
Yeah, that was just for the breath because she's been actively trying to since Bianca reminded her. So she might not notice the breath, but it seems that Sin actually has completely forgotten that she's really pale too. Almost.
You
So yeah,
have,
she's pale, and the yeah, she
Yeah.
looks pretty pale.
is there any reaction from Sin over being called kind?
Sin kind of turn looks at Josephus.
He turns his attention back towards you.
That's that's an interesting choice of words you got there.
How so?
Do you light another cigarette, like leaving particular emphasis on the lighter? She's like almost stretching slowly to light it, like glancing at Josephus Anson with a smile on her face as she's lighting it, and just kind of just waiting just to see if she's correct.
Ooh, yeah, 2D just freaked her out.
She just keeps lighting
If
the
your
cigarette.
courage is
Actually,
full, you
that's
don't need to roll.
Sorry, what?
If your
Depends what
courage
courage are.
is under 4, you don't need. If your courage is 4 or higher, you don't need to roll. But
I
you
think
will
it's a
be.
small one, so it would be 4 anyway. It would be a smaller difficulty anyway.
I think they're. I don't think you need to roll for cigarette lighter.
Yeah, if depends on what courage of they are. If you're 4 or 5, you don't need to roll at all.
Yeah, unless it's
Okay.
like a flash to your face, like aggressive, then you might need to roll.
She does kind of scoot away, just slightly, but she tries to make it seem like she's just readjusting herself.
Mm.
No, I just hear that word around town sometimes.
Truly. Is this another lie of yours?
No,
Among
really?
among which company have you heard that word? Aside from just me and Tootie here.
no, I've met a few people at least,
Where are you
and I have
from?
met them over town.
Where are you from?
New Sarah.
Which part? She kind of 2D says, kind of smiling.
Oh, I grew up in Franklin Heights.
No way. She kind of just turns immediately. I grew up near there, Cottonwood Trailer Park. In the face, right?
Yeah, wasn't very fun.
No, well, it's all right, I suppose. Just gotta know how to watch out for yourself around there. That's all. How long were you living there for? You weren't there during the riots, were you? She has the glances over at Josephus with this sort of gaze. It's just kind of edgy a bit.
I think she's been there like 20 plus years. She took a couple years break. I don't know when that happened though. Out of character.
This would have been from 1998 to about
99
5
to
years.
2005.
Yeah, 99 2005.
Yeah, she would have been here. She's like, oh right, that was a terrible time to be there.
Very dangerous time too, particularly for one as pale as I am. And she just smiles at you.
I had my own dangers in that time period back then.
Mm-hmm. Look, why don't we stop playing a little game, because this is quite getting really boring. Are you a kindred spirit, or are you just trying to pretend not to be one?
Let me roll something. Yay! We don't have to play Masquerade anymore. Sid kind of remembers Brock telling her a few things, giving her a few hints on. It's like, oh, well, I suppose so then. But She coughs. I don't.
I tilt my head at the cough, still not 100% sure. So still keen on using code words. I'll be glancing at the 2D. I'm still unsure. But if you're positive,
She just gives you a glance, and she looks at you. Can you do the sense thing?
tilt my head at you.
She kind of gets up and walks over. She just even whispers into his ear. You know, the reading people thing. That one.
I shake my head no.
2D just kind of sighs and just looks over and just kind of you can still tell she's kind of just getting agitated. Or she just looks over. He's not convinced, so either you're one of us or this is going to go a really different way. I'm trying to help. She gives a kind of awkward smile.
She is kind of putting two and two together. At the very least, for these two specific people. Anyone else? No, they're not. She's like, I was told to be very careful.
Mm-hmm. She kind of immediately takes a step forward and just stares at you. You've lived in the city, so your daddy was from the city, right?
She nods.
You see all tension from her immediately go. She just seems to relax completely. Good. Who is he?
Meanwhile, away from the bench a little bit, as the giant hulking figure begins to walk towards the path. From just behind him. What did you say your name was? Or should I just call you Big, Mean, and Green?
He just kind of grunts a bit. Adam, and you?
Hey, Adam, hold on a sec. He kind of pulls something out of his that long tattered coat, and it's kind of crumpled piece of paper. Kind of passes it to Adam. That's my number, you know. So we can meet up again. I can, you can give me trade secrets, you know, so I can get these. He kind of makes kind of like a passe sort of muscle kind of thing with his arm. You know, I can get these guns kind of trimmed up, you know.
And I'm just.
You can call me. And kind of steps back a little bit.
Adam just nods and takes the number. Sure, shall I give Henley your regards? He just takes the number.
Of course.
Whispers that.
Yeah, tell Henley his boy's doing real good right now. Just tell him if he needs me to just tell him if he needs me. He knows how to get a hold of me.
Adam just nods. Yeah, cheers for your help tonight.
Anytime.
And then, at quite a nod, Adam just nods at Edwin, still a little suspicious of who this man is, and he just sort of jogs away at quite a human pace. And then I think he'd probably just go for a quick hunt, like a while away, on the way back to his haven. Can I just do a roll for that now? I can do one later.
Human feeding or aminal?
Probably human.
And this is in the Crow.
Crow,
So that's
yeah.
what, difficulty 7 or 8, I think,
Yeah.
for human.
I can get that up quickly. Get my thing.
I think it's difficulty 7.
I think it's 7 as well. Yeah.
But yeah, you can go ahead and do a perception alertness roll for finding. See if you
Okay.
spot someone.
Right, let me do that. Perception and darkness. Let's see.
Yeah, you've jogged well past
Crow's DC 8.
DC 8,
Oh,
so 1 success because he
Yeah.
had a 1. Yeah, you would have probably been jogging for at least 25, 30 minutes or so.
yeah.
When you spot someone, probably stop next to a park bench tying their shoes.
Okay, can I do another perception alertness check for human?
Oh, it's a
It's
person.
automated. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Right,
now
okay.
it's a matter of how do you approach him, you know?
I'm just trying to think what the common sense approach to this would be. I'd probably just try and maybe, I don't know, sneak up behind them, maybe get them from behind when they're not looking, and then perhaps just if I manage to feed and they pass into unconsciousness, check through their wallet.
So pretty
steal
much.
it.
So pretty
A
much
fake mugger.
like
Dex stealth?
Yeah.
either deck stealth or maybe like, catch him unawares while you like slow down your jogging pace, that kind of thing. Like a strength-based tangle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'd rather not Hulk Monster Smash and feed.
for you, it would probably be better just to like roll strength if you didn't like want to try to hurt him or something. Like if you're
Yeah.
not confident with stealth or anything, probably just the strength check. Yeah.
If you're
I
trying to
think- I
sneak
think
up on
that-
someone, it's dex
Stealth.
stealth.
To get to them, and then you can do your.
And then
My
you can
dex
do your
stealth.
strength roll
Then,
after
yeah,
that.
then you
But
you just
I'd
you
can throw
have
the
to
grab.
roll
then.
dex stealth
That's
to sneak up on
DC
them.
6.
Oh,
DC
nice.
6.
Good
Okay.
job.
Fuck yeah.
And then,
So-
and then I think you'd get like +2 dice or something like that for
Yeah.
No.
action.
Yes,
No,
okay.
That's only an obfuscate.
that's only obviously okay.
Alright, so as he spots the target on a park bench, Adam, quite smoothly, surprisingly considering his large frame, as his sire and Henley have taught me, just sort of crouches down behind them, checks the shadows briefly, and then sneaks up behind the person, and then do my strength roll.
Are you trying to grapple him or just bite him?
Bite. Just feed.
Dex brawl.
Okay.
And celerity if you have it.
I don't. That's a higher DC for me. I think it's 8 for me.
Do you not have brawl?
Oh no, I have flaw.
Oh.
Defense, yeah.
Mm.
It's a bit harder. This is a bit harder for me.
Right.
Right, let's hope this doesn't go tits up.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
good job.
She's yours, man.
Okay, so oh, sorry. So as Adam sneaks up behind the figure, he quickly grapples at the target, and with his upper jaws, his lower jaws sort of decayed and punched in, he just sort of twists his head around and just chomps down, using his physical strength to try and squeeze some of the blood out. It's not really a pretty picture as he feeds on the morsel and he takes 2 blood points.
Oh fuck.
Bummer.
And how confident are you with feeding?
In character.
Yes, in character. How confident is he with his feeding on people?
He's done a couple of feats, but he's still a neonate, so I might have to do a roll.
Self-control. Self-control.
Oh shit. Probably should have said I was very confident. Is that a DC 6? Oh,
How close to your hunger score are you?
about 3 away.
Yeah, DC 6 should be fine then.
Yeah, okay. So, alright, so I fail that. But I pass. That's one
You take your 2 points of blood and
Yeah.
continue with your description.
So, this is one of a few times Adam's got to taste human vitae. Most of the time he's had to feed on animal, or he's hunted in the company of his sire or with Henley. He sort of steadies himself as he drinks. It tastes like the best protein shake, the best steak, the best sort of food he ever had in his mortal life, and it takes him a while to pull away, yet he does as he was taught as the mortal passes out, I assume. And while that happens, I'm just going to check her wallet if she has one. Make it seem like I'm mugging.
You find a wallet, most likely. Let's see.
Yeah, I do have to roll for that.
Yeah, no, there's no wallet.
Right, okay.
Dice are
Phone?
not in your favor. No phone.
Right, okay. So Adam's just gonna walk away. I don't know. What would I've
No, it would make sense for you to walk away since you've fed and got everything you can from them. So yeah, that falls under common sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she currently thinks she's had an amazing experience too, so she's a little delirious
Dazed.
from that still.
So as the person's delirious, I'm probably just going to walk away before she has a chance to come back to consciousness, and he's going to go back to his haven, pondering over his brief meeting with Isabel and the words he's had with Sly. And that's it for me.
Bianca's sitting on the park bench waiting for Isabel's report. When Isabel finally walks back.
Isabel walks back to Bianca, and she's got this confused look on her face. Like she's not exactly sure what's going on, but she looks at Bianca. Well, I don't know.
You don't know. So
No, well, like she's really pale and her breathing is all weird, but maybe she just has a respiratory thing. I don't know. And but like I was trying to, see her, you and it looked normal, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. I just don't know.
Bianca looks back in that direction in the dark. Does she see? Yes, she sees the other people who've walked up, since there happens to be a light down there. Well, it seems she has more company.
Well, should we go over there?
That almost looks like somebody I know. Sure, let's go.
Isabel, I'm going to make perception alertness for her so she can see over there. Yeah, she sees but she's probably not quite close enough to recognize anyone yet. But like, yeah, there is someone familiar, isn't there?
So it would seem.
So they are going to walk up together.
They would probably see 2D standing in front of Sin with hands on her hips as Josephus is probably like creepily standing behind 2D, probably loving every second of this.
Both are looking up, probably slightly.
Probably, yeah. Both are probably just doing that, yeah.
If you're, are you still seated, or is Sin still seated?
you
Or
standing? Yeah.
She's still seated, so it's probably just slightly looking up.
Mm. Oh no, 2D's kind of standing there, hands on her hips, kind of. So is your daddy? Who's your daddy then?
Yes. Yeah. Well, his name's Broad. That much I know.
Her smile brightens. Oh, I know him. Well, you're in luck because I definitely know him. He's lovely. So, yeah. She turns back to Josephus with a satisfied smile on her face. She's one of us, and she's from the city.
Who's one of us?
She kind of gets a bigger smile on her face as she kind of. When Bianca and Isabel, like she kind of does a double take when she sees the two of you walking up together. When they look at, she kind of has a smile on her face, relieved. But both of them, actually, will you two make a perception empathy roll for me on 2D?
Is it vision?
Roll it on you. Sounds
No, never
sounds
mind.
Yeah,
like
it's probably
just-
vision, yeah, because you're like staring at her, but like.
But well, it's
It
to
would-
read her feelings, so that I don't think
Yeah.
that would really matter.
Yeah.
So
Is-
yeah, it's a fail for me.
In Isabel, you just think 2D is her usual self, odd and all that. Bianca, you see 2D has something's up, and she is flustered. Her fists are tense. Something's wrong, but she smiles and points over to Sin. She is.
Wonderful.
Ah, so she is after all. Then I must have just been having an off night then.
We all do on occasion.
And you said,
She's Brox. She kind of whispers into Bianca's ear.
Oh, so she does like to lie. Good to know.
oh, she lied to you?
Yeah, she liked to pretend that she doesn't know who Brock is.
Hmm. And then Isabel will notice Josephus is still standing there, yes?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she'll notice him and she'll say, I don't believe we've met.
And you don't want to, my dear.
Come now, let's have people make their own decisions. My name is Josephus. I'll extend my hand to you.
She takes it.
All right.
Is it the hand that the rosary's wrapped around?
No, the rosary is wrapped around the left hand. But I shake your hand with my right hand, and I dig my index finger and middle finger into your palm just a little bit before pulling away from you and smiling. And if I'm facing directly at you, you can see my silver cross hanging from my neck. So on a fairly long rosary chain, the cross is a little crooked, and likewise there is one on my left hand. That kind of hangs
Yeah, I'm gonna
down
need
towards
to
my
make a willpower roll when she sees the cross. But when you do shake her hand, you'll notice that she's only slightly cool to the touch. She's has good color and she still breathes and everything. She could pass easily for mortal. This is difficulty 9. Yay.
Oh, wow. Look at
Okay,
that.
I bossed that roll. So yeah, so you might notice just a little bit of tension, but she quickly averts her eyes from that cross and she offers you a smile. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
He's not from around here.
Oh. Well, where are you from?
Originally from California, most recently from LA, and now New Sarum.
Oh, wonderful. LA.
Yes.
And she then just kind of, or she doesn't even tell you her name. She just kind of abruptly turns around and focuses back on Tootie. And is there any visible signs that she's uneasy? Like, could I roll perception alertness to tell?
Oh yeah.
No, that was
Yeah, yeah.
perception empathy.
Perception empathy.
But perception
Physical sign.
alertness to notice any visible signs.
Perception. Actually, roll perception there is because if you guys, you might notice 2D doing something.
3 successes.
You notice her backing away from the group quite quickly. Just her eyes kind of are wide, and she's just wanting to get away as quick as she can.
And Bianca's walking towards Tootie. A very calm, steady gait.
She kind of looks at the two of them.
Seeing that Bianca,
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
Seeing that Bianca's going towards Tootie, Isabel will hang back, but she'll move farther away from Josephus to get away from the outsider with the cross.
Bianca will put her hand on Tootie's shoulder and talk very quietly. Are you all right, my dear?
She immediately reclines away. No, don't touch me. Please. Don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. She kind of is looking around. She almost looks behind her. She like just cranes her head almost as she's listening to something and cracks her neck looking at you.
What's wrong, my dear?
I can't talk here. I can't.
Where would you like to go then?
Away. She kind of looks down, kind of rubbing at her skin.
Then we'll go away. I'll follow you, wherever you're comfortable.
She nods as she just proceeds to move quite quickly down the path.
Bianca keeps up, following her.
Isabel, seeing that they're moving away, she's curious and she's going to follow after them. Worried about Tootie.
Left alone with a sinner.
Sin actually begins putting her her guitar away, and as she almost doesn't want to let the creepy dude out of her sight because he's got a knife and he's behind her and he's being creepy. And so she's like, oh, so everyone was. She kind of looks around. Huh. That's interesting.
Well, they got what they needed out of you. It means that you're, I guess, safe enough to be left alone. It's a good thing.
She pulls out a phone and checks the time. Oh, gotta be getting somewhere. I do apologize, but I have to be going.
Of course. Do what you need to do.
It was nice to meet you.
Was it?
As Sin nopes the fuck away from Josephus, being very calm about it.
I'll take your spot on the bench when you leave.
Edwin kind of looks about a little bit. As he gets ready to head away, does a bit of a double take, not being too far behind that bench. Shakes his head. It was good to meet you. We'll probably see you around.
Yeah, of course. You know, the city's big, you know what I mean?
Quite big.
Very much
Places
so.
to hide. A lot of places to lay low.
As Edwin says this, Sly's grin gets more crooked. Yeah, lots of places to hide. But also lots of places to go looking. If you feel like it.
Yeah. As Edwin shifts his gait, little more southerly, and begins heading toward a bridge crossing from this lower peninsula further south.
As Edwin leaves, Sly just kind of squats down onto the ground and takes a bit of the dirt that's been on the ground, and he kind of starts smelling it, taking in that deep scent.
When was the last time you were around the national park? You know, heavy wooded area like that.
I would say it would have to have been like a good couple years ago.
So infrequent visits?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you can't exactly place it, but it doesn't smell like any park soil that you've smelt in a while. Has a little bit heavier scent of cedar or pine, um, possibly willow.
Well, Mr. Edwin. Again, he's kind of taking in that scent. Seems we got another wild man. And that'll be the end of that particular part.